basically, when you vibrate something, especially if you can get it spinning, which vibrations can get the molecules spinning or the nucleuses of the atoms spinning. The more mass you can get spinning, the less effect gravity has on things. So that's how it works. So you're vibrating at usually a set frequency, and there's a lot of noise. The old huge, 1,000, 100-ton stones and moved them around like they're styrofoam. The old way of doing it used a frequency that was key to the material itself, and you do have to play that frequency for a few days before the material starts to respond noticeably. But once, what happens is most of the nucleuses of the particles start spinning in union with each other, and when that happens, in unison, maybe is a better word, in unison with each other, when that happens, the gravity itself doesn't like spinning objects. It tends to go, in other words, you can spin anything, a record, anything, high speed, and you'll notice a loss in weight. That's just the way reality is. And so, in other words, gravity itself, gravity has to do with a number of different factors, what we call gravity, but obviously one of them is being canceled significantly. One of the main ones are being canceled significantly, and even being oppositely polarized. So you can say anti-gravity is there on all anti-gravity type demos, including sonic levitation. For example, and I'll give you an example, in nature, the moving stones in the Badlands of, I think it's called the Badlands of California, Badlands, or anyway, the desert places there. You look it up. The stones that move. What's happening? The wind blows a lot, and it's whistling, creating a steady vibration. And those stones will lose their weight, or all of them lose their weight, and then they get blown by the wind. The traditional explanation is they just lose their weight. No, the traditional explanation, they don't lose any weight. They just get blown around by the wind. Well, anybody with a brain knows the wind doesn't blow around rocks. It doesn't hold up, but it does blow them around if they lose most of their weight. And that's really what's going on. The wind will start whistling at a certain given pitch from the shape of the valley and so on. We're building a building here. We had a long tie that was kind of tight, and it's just simply a piece of plastic cord, basically. But the wind blowing would make that thing vibrate. And we had a whole bunch of anti-gravity stuff going on in that building just because of that crazy vibration until I caught it and dampened it. So a lot of stuff, knots that shouldn't be coming untied, boards that shouldn't be lifting up, and all kinds of stuff. So if you let a vibration go on for a period, the wind lasted for 4 or 5 days, a very unusual windstorm straight, and just recently. And if you let that go on, it'll create anti-gravity, and that's what destroys the bridges and so on. People stop stepping and sink. There's resonance going on, but there's also anti-gravity effects going on, and almost everything is built to have a stable gravity. If you start having unstable gravity where it goes up and down, you're going to have big problems in any kind of a structure, including bridges, houses, rocks, anything. It's going to start moving. Things are going to start shifting, and so. Yeah, it's a little bit like frost heaving, but it's not the same thing. It's a different phenomena. But yeah, acoustic levitation is very real, and it's key if you want to move heavy objects easily. Very important to understand.
That's amazing. He had a follow up here, just asking, did the Sky Bike use mechanical vibrations and harmonics for levitation? Can you add Sky Bike building plans to your gifts page, or at least some small levitating device plans?
Okay, yeah, the Sky Bike uses a combination of vibrations and inertial propulsion, and vibrations are important, and it's important to get the molecules in sync or synchronized with each other, harmonized with each other. And so your main building material, whatever you build it out of, needs to be pretty much the same all the way through if you're going to do levitation, whatever the main weight is, if you're going to do that type of levitation. There's many types of levitation.